welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Coleman Coastline 3 Plus. It just arrived this morning, still packed in its original pack. According to the blurb, this can be erected in 20 minutes. I'm handing the job of erecting the tent to my two boys who've never put a tent up in their lives, so if they can do it in 20 minutes, then you can. Once the tent is assembled, we'll come back and have a look at what we think and what our recommendations are. Thank you.
Okay, so it's now unpacked, ready to be put up. This is the instruction sheet that came within the bag, and here we have laid out our poles, our pegs, the two porch poles which are not string attached, the fly sheet, the sleeping compartment, that's the sleeping compartment on the end, and the tarpaulin for the porch. Just draw your attention, because it took me a while to work it out, that little patch of material is what is referred to on our instruction sheet as a repair kit. So don't get too excited by the repair kit. I spent some time looking for it until that turned up. Right, we will now set the clock on the boys. 20 minutes. Let's see how they do. And if they do it in 20 minutes, I'll be very, very surprised.
cold shower. I prefer a jug. And then I have a cold shower. Because it's double boiler for me. Can you have a wine shower?
So, the Coleman Coastline +3, all put up. It's been used for 2 nights, and apart from kids kicking an lanyard, it's all stood up the test of time. Got the doors set back and open because we've had nice warm weather, and inside we have 2 covers, a mesh cover and a blackout cover to keep you dark, and it's very effective. Inside there is a place to hang a light. It's a toggle really, so it's not ideal for every kind of light, but putting something in there helps. Storage to the sides, and a handy plug entrance there so we could run power, because God forbid you can't use your iPhones. Now we put airbeds in here because it was home camping, and that's a double airbed and a single. It's snug, but there's definitely room for 3, and with roll-out mats, definitely plenty of room for 3 roll-out mats in there, and really you could get 3 adults in. I would recommend they're 3 adults you're quite good friends with. Wouldn't want to be meeting a complete stranger in there. Going around, I've been impressed by the size, very happy with that. There is a vent here at the back, pegged back, letting air in, and there are vents here on the sides for, you can look out and let the air in that way. Windows here at the front, and the porch area is quite good. You can definitely sit in there, so if the weather's not quite so great, you want to sit in out of the wind, you're comfortable. We're here in North Wales, and it's been very windy while it's up. That's not created any problems. Overall, I'd say we're very happy with the tent. Only comment I would make, it doesn't really detract from the tent, because I'm not wholly sure what this piece here at the front is all about, the porch. It's the lowest part of the tent, so if you take that top ring, which is just below my head height, which is 6 foot, there's plenty of space inside, plenty of height, and these side doors are not a major issue for going in and out of with a crouch. But that length there, I don't really understand it. So for me, it's as easy to have it rolled back. It doesn't detract in any way from the tent. Really pleased with it. And the final test, we're now going to take it down and see if we can put it all back in its bag. As I mentioned it, I thought I'd take the time to show with the front porch rolled up. For me, that's a much better way to use it when the weather is fine, and the space that you get going in and out just seems to work better and let some air flow through. So overnight we had that pushed down just to stop the wind and the light coming in, and a good night's sleep was had by all. Right, rained. Right, there it is, all battened down for the weather, all zips done up, air holes still open, and unfortunately the beautiful weather of North Wales means that I can't weather test it. Nothing forecast for a couple of weeks. So the next best thing, trusty hose. and I'll give it about 5 or 10 minutes of rain, and then go inside and have a look. I have to say, the water's all sheeting up it quite nicely at the moment, which I guess is the hydrostatic material, I think they call it in Coleman. Had Coleman equipment before, the gazebo, and as I say, they last, tend to be good quality, and so far I think the tent's in the same. I would say that we didn't make a lot of attention to laying out the ground sheet in the porch. We attached it to the toggles quite loosely. I guess if I knew there was going to be rain, I'd have put a bit more effort into that. So I would fully expect the front section to have some drips in it, at least some underside. You can see at the front I've even left the tarpaulin sticking out. Not very clever, should have done my guys a bit tighter there. But, to be fair, water's still sheeting off it. I think I would call that a day. Not least because if it rains much more than this, I'd be heading to a hotel. Put down the hose and come straight down. As you can see, actually quite impressed, the water's beaded. None my car window was that good. And we're not uber tight. A little bit of water pooled at the back there. That's probably more letting two newbies put a tent up. I'm sure if we'd had a little bit more tension on the back there, that would have come off. But you can see it does just sheet off, so I'm quite impressed with that. Guys have pretty much held their tension, and now, the moment of truth, I'll open the zip. So as suspected, not least because I didn't really set that up very well, there's a bit of water in the front, but on the side doors, where maybe it's less about the competence of the person putting the tent up, it's all dry and nothing's come in, and this all feels dry. And all dry inside, despite the fact it might be added for anyone with eagle eyes to spot. Letting your kids play with their cats in a tent is not a good plan. So there's a couple of scratch holes all over that already. Yeah, makes Daddy very happy. Only thing I might say is it's quite warm in here on a warm day, so keeping the air ventilation going is going to be quite important. And I don't think you want to be battened down for too long. So I'll leave that to dry and then we'll pack it up. But inside, in the sleeping area, bone dry, no problems at all. Outside, a little bit of leakage here at the front, but as I say, that's not a living area, it's a porch area. I would expect nothing less. But further back, no problems. Side of the tent, no problems. So far so good. Aside from the scratch holes all over the key part of the tent, very happy with our new pet. So, 15 minutes in the hot Welsh sun, and it's dry enough to put away. So, rather than do it myself, I've got some muscle to do all the bending for me. Not going to show you all the taking down, it will be the opposite of putting up. We'll lay it out and then see if we can pack it away. Just a small word of warning, I've seen it in some reviews that the tent pegs are not the strongest. This is very rocky ground underneath where we had the tent, and 2 or 3 of the pegs have developed a slight bend, as can be seen on this one. So maybe worth having some additional pegs if you're going away and won't be near a supply, and maybe some slightly strong. So that is the Coleman Coastline 3 Plus, and after use it packed fairly easily back into its own bag. We didn't make huge amounts of effort to squeeze it, and the bag seems a good size for it. So overall, we reckon Coleman Coastline 3 Plus is good value for money, does the job, 3-man tent, good for campouts, maybe a festival. I wouldn't go hiking with it, it's a little heavy for that. Thank you.